Good morning, guys. Tracy here, Kansas Garden Guy / Summer Pick Farms. So, thought I'd do another video this morning. This is going to be video number 2 on the hoop house. We've had rain the last 2.5, 3 days, probably off and on, so I really haven't been working on it since the last video you saw. But we are going to get started on today. As you can see, it is nice and sunny outside. I'm here on my back porch, so it's pretty nice and sunny out here. We're going to get started, but I wanted to show you a couple things that's going on for the hoop house / market garden. We're going to walk down to my basement here. And please excuse the mess. But we are going to walk down here and I'm going to show you what's going on. As you can see, I've got my starts down here. So let me get this camera turned around and we'll look at these. Okay, I've got all my starts. I've got a bunch of Tehama lettuce, some Harmony, some walking onions, and some arugula started down here. I need to get down here and get these things watered. They're a little dry. I usually try to water them 3-4 times a day. It's just a couple trays of Tehama, which is basically a head lettuce. And I've got some Harmony here that's doing pretty well. I've been keeping alive. I shot a little 20-20-20 to them last week, just a little bit to get them a little bit of vigor. They're doing really good. Same with the arugula. Arugula's got like a little spicy flavor. It's more of a fancy salad style mix. That's what I'm going for this year in our salad mix. Is going to have a little arugula, maybe some Mizuna, probably some loose leaf lettuce and some spinach to make more like a mix, like a garden mix. Got some more Tehama here. Got another tray of Harmony, which is like a butter crisp. It's a big head lettuce. So is Tehama. Tehama is the one that's got like the curly little edges on it. And the Harmony is more like a big leaf butter, what they call like a butter crisp style lettuce. I've got a tray of broccoli going. As you guys know, I've got a 60-foot row of broccoli growing out there. I went ahead and started another 72 broccoli heads here, and I put what I had left of the seed, which is Desico, whatever. It's a so easy one. I got it basically at the hardware store here in town, and it's a pelleted seed, which has clay wrapped around it to help seed the seeds. So I'm going to try to get those started. That way I make sure I have another succession of broccoli. Because there's, I think, 30 heads of broccoli out there. And broccoli is a pretty good seller, so I'm pretty sure that's probably going to go quick. And, you know, it's not a cut and come again kind of deal. So I'm going to get another succession going for another row inside the hoop. And I've got 2 72 count trays, some bunching onions going on there. I've got another couple packs of bunching onions up above them. I'll plant in the hoop, but I wanted to see if I could get these up so I could get these transplanted. These are, I think, a 21 or 25 day crop, so they're going to come on pretty quick. I don't see anything popping up. It's been 2 days, and I don't see anything coming up yet, but that ultimately doesn't mean anything. I don't know. It's weird on some of this stuff. I could do a certain type of kale or red Russian lettuce, and I can't get that stuff to germinate at all. But I can throw some Tehama or some Harmony in a tray and barely water it, and 2 days later it looks like this. It's kind of amazing on what works and what doesn't. This basement where I'm at, I actually have a dehumidifier running at 65% humidity, is what it keeps it at. And then I'm just gonna spray as I talk, guys. You're just watching me do my morning chores. If I can get this water bottle starting up to spray. There we go. So hopefully that helps. After I did that and changed the humidity in here where it wasn't quite so humid, these things kind of started to pop up a little bit. As you can see, these are ready to be transplanted. Actually, probably should have been transplanted a week ago, but without that hoop house up yet, I can't get some of these colder weather crops. Like this arugula is a cut and come and go crop. So, which basically means, you know, I can cut it 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 times, however long it'll grow. I may not get 6 cuttings out of it because it's going to be a little cooler, but I may get 3 good cuttings out of it, which in the summertime, it's kind of the same way. You may get a lot in cuttings out of it in the summer because you've got a longer growing period, but then the quality of the cuttings, they suffer after each cut. So that arugula is going to grow. I'm going to tightly space it, and I've got 2 or 3 more packets of seeds up top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant it with a seeder. Hopefully by then I'll be able to have enough money saved up after putting up this hoop house that I'll have enough money to buy me a Jang. If you guys don't know what a Jang cedar is, it's kind of like, everybody knows what an earthway cedar is. It's that hardware store type cedar you see for about $1.50 running around. A Jang's way more than that. It's more of a commercial style cedar, which basically is a better, it's a better cedar. It's more precise. A lot of the market gardeners use a Jang because of its reliability and its capability of dispersing small seeds. This Jang will actually disperse those carrot seeds. It's very, very, very high quality stuff. Comes from South Korea. Probably one of the best or the best cedars on the market right now. But you know, it's way pricey. It's about $500 to $700 depending on where you get it and what rollers you get with it. So that's a big investment. I got to decide if that's going to be enough for us to have as we're getting started, or should I just go ahead and get a cheaper earthway that's about $100, $150 and then work with it until I get enough money saved up to buy the Jang. I haven't really decided yet. But we still have cherry tomatoes. That's the last of our slicer tomatoes that we have left out of all of those tomatoes we had going. That's the last of the slicers. I'm picking cherry tomatoes about every 2 days now. Of course, these are black cherries. And these are our large reds, which you guys are familiar with that I show you a lot of. I mean, look how big. 3 cherry tomatoes fit the palm of my hand. These things are huge. People are amazed. Every time they see these at the market, they think they're little tomatoes, but they're not. They're actually cherries. And so that's cool that we get to offer that product. Got a tray of cabbage, which is your basic, generic, run-of-the-mill cabbage that you see at the grocery store. I've got a whole seed tray of kohlrabi here. And then I've got one of lacinato kale, which is basically that tall dinosaur style kale. And then I've got some red Russian kale here. I'll get this camera turned around. I'm going to go grab what I need out of the garage. We are going to start putting these hoops in. And then we're going to do a little bit of math. I promise it's not going to be a lot of math. It's going to be a little bit just to kind of show you how I'm squaring up this hoop house. And then we'll go from there. Okay guys, here we go. By no means am I a math expert or a trigonometry expert, so please do not criticize me for my math. But this is the simple layman's way of showing you how to square a rectangle or a square, to square it up. So what you want to do is, you've got 4 sides to this hoop house, of course. You've got an A, a B, a C, a D, and these screws are going to represent your posts. Okay. So we put a post in A, which is going to be the post you never move. So what we did on this hoop is we measured, I squared it to my landscaping fabric, if you guys remember from the last video. So this is my post. I know my hoop house is 20 foot wide by 60 foot long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tape measure and I am going to measure across my fabric, and I'm going to set another post at 20 feet because that's where I need to be. So my post is in the ground. And then I know my hoop house is going to be 60 foot deep. So I take another tape measure from here and I measure from here to here, 60 feet. I put my third post. And then the same thing from this part here, this post here, to this post here is 60 feet. I know most of you are wondering, saying, well, okay, well then you've got it done then. You've got it's 20 foot across, 20 foot across here, 60 foot deep. It should be square, right? No, because it could be cattywampus like this. It could be shifted. There's a lot of stuff to do. So what you need to do is you need to take 2 sets of strings here. So what we are going to do is we are going to find the hypotenuse, which is basically from this corner to this corner to this corner to make a triangle. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and tie this string to this post. And then I'm going to tie it to this post down here. As you can see, so this is going to be taut. It's not taut now, but it will be taut when you do it, just like this. So this is 60 foot. You tie another string to post number A, which is the post that is not going to move. And you find the hypotenuse of this triangle. There are plenty of calculators online. All you got to do is Google hypotenuse calculator, and it will have a calculator already there. You just put in your width and your length, and it will tell you the hypotenuse. So my width is 20 foot. My length is 60 foot. So when I put that in the calculator, my hypotenuse is 63.25. So I take this string and I measure it out 63.25 feet. And then I put a mark. Let's say I put a mark right. Let's say I just put a mark right here, just for reference, okay? Let's say I put a mark on my string. Well, that ain't gonna work, is it? Okay, let's say I'm gonna do this again. Let's say I put a mark at 63.25 feet. So you should be able to take this string and go, you can see that mark, wherever this touches this other string is your hypotenuse. So that's where you would put this post. Actually, you know, it would be closer to that, but this is just for reference. Where this string touches this string, that's where that post would go. And then when you wanted to square up this side, you would do the opposite. You would take this string, you would put it over here, you would take this one, put it over here, and you'd run the hypotenuse over. And that technically should have you squared up to have this exactly squared up. The only other way to do it is to leave this one post. You only want to move one post, you always want to leave one post steady, because that's your point of reference. You could do this, measure from here to here, and say, let's say that's 65. And then you come over here and you measure from here to here, you make that 65. And then you check this to see if it's level. You can move all these around and jiggle stuff around until you get it square, or you can do it this way and it'll get it square the first time. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So let's get rid of this crude thing and let's get started. All right, guys, what you can see here is we finally got everything tilled. You saw that in the last video. So what we did after that, sorry about the shadow here, I've got a T-post set out approximately 3 feet from my first post, and I have the same T-post down there. I've got a level line at 2 feet because these posts, when you buy the DIY kit from Bootstrap Farmer, all these posts that you buy are, if I believe so, 1 3/8 top rail, and it's basically what you use for chain link fences. And they come in 8-foot lengths, and you want to cut those in half to 4 feet, so that way you put 2 feet in the ground and have 2 feet above ground. And then when you start to bend your hoops with the same kind of top rail, when you get your bend, you get about 1.5 feet of straight, and then it starts to bend your hoop. So you get about 3.5, 4 foot sidewall there that you could plant right up against here if you wanted to. So what I did was I'm leveling this to not the ground. I'm actually leveling it to be level. If I leveled it to the ground, I'm on a slight incline here. Without doing dirt work, I'm probably about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch higher here than I am down there. The yard actually has a small slope to it, not just a very, you can almost see it, just a very gradual slope to it. I don't want my hoop house sloping down. So what I'm going to do is I went ahead and leveled these posts. I've got all 4 corners in. I don't have that one pounded in yet, but I have these in here. So we're going to do one side at a time. These hoops are every 4 feet is where Bootstrap Farmer kit is. That's what it's designated for, is every 4 feet. So what I did was I cut these posts in half. I drove them 2 foot in the ground, drove that one 2 foot in the ground, and I ran a string line from here to there, and I leveled that string line, not to the earth. I didn't level it to the earth. I actually leveled it. And then that puts this put that at about 1/2 inch, little over 1/2 inch higher here than it was down there. So what I did was I actually pounded this stake into the ground a little bit, checked the string for level, and now it is level. So this comes with the kit. If you buy the whole DIY kit from Bootstrap Farmer, you get your plastic, you get your wiggle wire track and your wiggle wire, you get your purlin brackets, you get the nuts and bolts and screws. You have to buy your own lumber here, which is cheaper to buy it here and not have it shipped. Same way with the poles. And you get this pole driver. What I chose to do is I could buy my screws and stuff cheaper than their kind of their, I guess, what they're going to ship me. So I bought them here. So I actually bought this from Bootstrap Farmer. And this is actually the pole driver. If you look, it sits inside the top rail, and you can pound this. If you don't, you're going to mar this all up and mess this up, and then you're not going to be able to get your hoops in it. So that's how you do it. You pound it with a baby sledge, and that's what you do. So what we are going to do is we're going to head, like I said, I've already got, this is all level now, so I'm going to go ahead and start working down. I burned the holes every 4 feet. From the center of this pole to the center of that hole is 4 feet. So I've got them all ready to go. So what we are going to do is we are going to put these poles in today. How we do this, grab all the stuff, just grab a simple level. You can use a fence post level that's made for corner posts. I don't have one right now, so this is what I'm doing. I've got my string up top. I've actually got a string on the bottom, and what that's doing is showing me in my holes where I need to put this pole. So this pole is going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and press it into the ground just a tad bit. I'm going to hammer it in, and then I'm going to check for level. All right, that's good enough. We're going to check for level on this side. So that actually needs to go in just a tad bit. There you go. Now I'm going to check for level this way. And that is level. Excuse me. So I'm going to continue. And you can manipulate this once you get pounded. So it's not like it's tough to move. So we're going to check again. Make sure you check your progress on a regular basis, because if you're out of whack just a little bit, it makes it tough to push it back in. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to continue pounding this.
Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through, only cause you set up the angle. Web that you weave got us tangled, caught in what's before our eyes. Show off your fantasy reality, whoa, that's yours, but I'll keep doing mine.
Alright guys, it's been about 45 minutes to almost an hour. And as you can see, I've got all the posts in the ground. They're all driven in and level. So now all I got to do now is do it all on this side. Well, that's what I'm going to finish up today, guys. So that's going to be all for the second video. The next video we'll be going and buying the hoops. I will show you how to bend them, and then we'll get them put in. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber to our channel, right now, let me get you out of the sun here. If you're a subscriber to our channel, thank you so very much. We appreciate it. I appreciate all the lovely comments and all the thumbs up and all the encouragement. Makes me feel like I'm doing something that you guys are wanting to watch. They're putting out the content you guys are wanting to watch. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please take a chance, subscribe, hit that bell. It's going to notify you every time a new video comes out. And of course, it doesn't cost anything. Once again, I'm Tracy. I'll see you on the next trip. Bye, guys.